717,000. That's how many young Koreans in their 20s and 30s answered a simple question: what are you doing right now? With one word answer: resting. Not between jobs, not taking a break, just resting. That's the highest number since Korea started tracking this in 2003. And if you're one of them, or if you know someone who is, I need you to hear this. You're not broken. The situation is, and there's a difference. So let's be honest about what's happening. In January 2026, Korea added 108,000 jobs. Overall employment hit a record high. That sounds great until you look closer. Employment among 15 to 29-year-olds dropped by 175,000. Their employment rate fell by 43.6%. That's 21 consecutive months of decline, the longest streak since the 2008 crisis, and is accelerating. Jobs for 20-somethings fell by 82,000 in 2023, 124,000 in 2024, 170,000 in 2025. Meanwhile, employment for people over 60 grew by 345,000. So when you hear the economy is doing well, understand this: it depends on who you ask. For young people, this is a different reality. Here's what the data doesn't capture: sending out 100 applications and hearing nothing, telling your parents you still don't have anything, watch your friends pretend they're fine too. 4,500,000 young Koreans have stopped actively looking, up to 287,000 just 6 years ago. The Bank of Korea warned clearly, the longer you stay out of the job market, the harder it becomes to return. This isn't just personal, it's national. The Federation of Korea Industries calculated the impact. From 2019 to 2023, the economic cost of resting youth was 53.4 trillion won. That's $38.5 billion. In 2019, the annual cost was 8.9 trillion. By 2023, it reached 11.5 trillion, nearly doubled in 5 years. That's structural pressure. Now look at Japan. In the early 1990s, Japan's bubble economy collapsed. Companies froze hiring. Graduates couldn't enter the workforce. They called it the employment ice age. Everyone said it was temporary. The economy recovered, that generation didn't. Today, 2.5 million from that generation are unmarried and living with their parents. It's called the 80-50 problem. 80-year-old parents supporting 50-year-old children. That generation now totals around 17 million people. In June 2025, Japan's Prime Minister held a cabinet-level meeting about them. 30 years later, still unresolved. That's what delay looks like. Now here's a contradiction. Nearly 40% of Korea's SMEs cannot find workers. At the same time, 700,000 young workers are not working. Why? SMEs pay roughly half of what major conglomerates pay, and the transition rate from SME to large company is less than 3%. So young Koreans calculate the odds. They wait for Samsung, for Hyundai, for a government job. Meanwhile, regional firms struggle to recruit. 77% of Korea's top 500 firms are in the Seoul metro area. Over half the population lives on 12% of the land. Only 4% of the young Koreans say they will work at an SME. That's not laziness, it's incentive design. Vocational colleges now show a 72% employment rate. Four-year universities show 62% and falling. Yet 75% choose the four-year path. The higher employment rate exists elsewhere. Japan saw this too. Prestige degrees, limited matching roles. The warning signs are visible. So what does this mean? The system is producing this outcome. More graduates than demand, fewer youth jobs each year. Geographic concentration of opportunity. 717,000 stepping away. That's not personal failure, that's structural design. Japan waited for correction, it never fully came. Korea is early in that curve. 21 months of decline, 3 years accelerating. 717,000 resting. The window's still open, but windows close. And history rarely forgives the assumption that something this large is temporary.